It's the Cut to the Chase Sports Podcast. Content may be low, but the quality of lists are going to be high. Let's get it.
ATL Jacob.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Cut to the Chase Sports Podcast. We bring unique insight analysis behind your favorite teams at the collegiate and professional levels. I'm your host, Chase Yantz. We haven't done an episode with the three of us in a couple weeks or so, but, we got right in the middle. Matt Ricketts. What's going on, Matt?
What's up, dude? I'm excited to be back. It's been a little while, but we're turning and burning like always, baby.
Most definitely. That's all we do on this show. And then over to the far right, we have the nameless face, Brady King. What's going on, Brady?
Not too much. Sorry about it. Sorry to everybody about the no face this time. I usually am on here, but there's some circumstances to where tonight I'm going to just be talking to you guys. So I'm ready to go.
Just a quick thing for everybody at home. Whenever I decide to have my camera off, I get yelled at by everybody else. But when Brady does it,
well, you just do it.
But we haven't said what. Nobody said a word to Brady, but whenever it's me, I get yelled at by both. Just shout out to everybody at home. Just so everybody knows.
I mean, am I gonna deny it? Like, I don't care. I'm not gonna deny that. Shoot, but yeah, we can get on that a little bit though about some of that stuff. But Matt's a hardworking man, so I'll give him his slack sometime, But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. Not really the sports world, but you got the NBA Finals going on. Game 3's tonight while we're recording. Just stuff like that. But it's that dead period of content. We're trying to produce stuff here and there. There's a series that I'm starting with the each and every team's outlook on the 2023 season. Got 3 of those videos out right now. Vikings videos coming up soon. We'll get to the NFC South here in the next couple of days. Brady's going to start a series here soon. Brady and Matt, whatever you want to call it. We'll get that whole thing out for you guys. It's going to be pretty fun stuff. But, give the floor to them. We're going to talk building an all Ohio State football roster that's currently in the NFL. So we're just going to go with that. And, gentlemen, the floor is yours.
All right. Do we have a graphic? Did you form a graphic or no?
Did not form a graphic, but
you're good. No, we got the picture.
Go on ahead.
So Brady, we were talking earlier about it.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up. So I thought a couple things, so let's just go through the list since there's no graphic. We're gonna go ahead and go. I'll do the offense, Brady, and then you do the defense. How about that?
That's fine.
All right. So basically, we just wanted to discuss about, we talked all Ohio State players in the NFL. We wanted to form an NFL team, best at each position or, things of that nature. So quarterback, I think it's pretty obvious, Justin Fields. Running back, J.K. Dobbins. Receiver, Garrett Wilson. So we got 3 receivers. Receiver 2, Terry McLaurin. Receiver 3, Chris Olave. Tight end, Jeremy Ruckert. The 5 offensive linemen are Taylor Decker, Jonah Jackson, Corey Lindsley, Pat Elflein, and Paris Johnson. Brady, go ahead.
Yeah, so we had the same list. So I agree. I echo everything he said there. Defensively, we've got corner, Denzel Ward, corner, Marshawn Lattimore, safety, Malik Hooker, safety, Von Bell, linebacker, Pete Warner, linebacker, Jerome Baker, and linebacker, Raekwon McMillan. And then my defensive ends are Nick and Joey Bosa. And then defensive tackle is also pretty obvious with Cam Hayward and Draymond Jones.
So Michael Thomas not on the list. Obviously hasn't played, real football in a couple of years. But
yeah,
I mean when he's healthy,
that was actually one that was probably one of the ones that I was thinking about doing the most at that. I would have taken Chris Olave out, putting him in there, sliding him at number 3. I also thought that, as of late, JK's been hurt. Zeke's been whatever. Zeke. I think somebody could have made an argument for Zeke being there as well. So those were 2 of the ones that I really kind of, I wouldn't say struggled with, but those were kind of my 2 closest calls, I guess. Brady, what about you?
Yeah, that was my struggle as well, just because obviously if Thomas was in his prime, he's the best one out of all of them, but he's dealt with a lot of injuries and all that. that have kind of held him back. And, he could come back and be really good again, but I don't want to really chance it. I'd rather put a guy that's proven that I'm sure I'm more confident that Chris Olave will be the receiver one this year.
Yeah, I think when you look at it, I mean, it's pretty obvious with those guys. I mean, the young talent that Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave are. Terry McLaurin's had to go through a ton of quarterbacks in Washington, so it's probably going to look like that again with Sam Howell and Jacoby Brissett, as those two are going to be battling for the starting job. So he's going to be going through a lot of that. But Terry McLaurin has stayed, pretty consistent overall throughout his career with all the being a wasteland of quarterbacks.
Sorry to cut you off, but I think he's probably the biggest overachiever on this list.
Yeah.
Just by, I think he was either a third or fourth round pick. I can't remember, but talking just like based off of the conditions he's played in with shitty quarterbacks and things of that nature, I think just him having the career he's had so far is probably the most impressive, put it that way.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I think
you're talking about Terry.
Yeah, Terry.
Yeah, Terry. Yeah, with everything he's had to overcome with the team he's playing around, the quarterbacks.
Yeah,
I would say that's the odds were stacked against him, and he's definitely proved that. He's had a great career so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just look at the, look at these receivers and look at the quarterbacks they're playing with. Garrett Wilson's going to be in year one with Aaron Rodgers. Chris Olave is going to be in year one with Derek Carr. And like I said, Terry McLaurin with whoever's going to be under center for the Commanders. Who would, I'd say, all time when you look at their college career and their NFL career, who would you say would be your top 2 or 3 receivers from Ohio State? Obviously, like you put a name Chris Carter in there, okay? But like, who would you put as your receiving core, like top 3 receivers from Ohio State that were good in college and were good in the NFL? If probably a better question for Matt, I would say, with me and Brady being on the younger side of things.
Ted Ginn had a hell of an NFL career. I mean, he was in the league for a very, very long time. Santonio Holmes was a Super Bowl MVP, so I mean, I would say that. I would say Michael Thomas probably had the best season out of any Ohio State receiver ever. So I would say those three, and then Chris Carter had the best career out of any of them. So those 4 guys right there are the 4 guys that just like. Just right off the top of my head came to my mind, I guess. So those 4 are probably what I would go with without giving it much thought. Terry Glenn had a good, early few seasons as well with the Patriots. So I would say those guys, the guys that I just mentioned.
Yeah, I agree with that. And also, I mean, another guy that was actually pretty good at his position in the slot. I mean, you got Joey Galloway was pretty good in the NFL. Very good player. In the slot, so you got those guys. Another great pass catcher who he was good while he was in Arizona, but I think it was he played for Arizona and the Chargers. I don't really know the order because I was too young to remember it. But David Boston. So when he played in the league, he played for the Cardinals first, played 1 year at the Chargers, and it just wasn't good. But with the Cardinals, I mean, he was a first-team All-Pro, 2001, Pro Bowler, NFL receiving yards leader in 2001. He had one of the best seasons out there too. Actually, you guys want to hear this? He had 98 catches for 1,598 yards and 8 touchdowns.
Well, he was a monster. I mean,
straight monster.
Got into some steroids and kind of went downhill from there. But no,
I heard he's kind of crazy.
He's one of the best Ohio State receivers ever. I was kind of
exactly.
But with the way you asked the question, I just felt. Also, Corey Brown's had a really good NFL career as well. He's another guy, Philly Brown, and he had a good career at Ohio State too. So that's another guy. I wouldn't quite put him on the level of the other guys I said.
Yeah,
but
it's
another guy that you would have to, I think, maybe mention as well. So.
Yeah, exactly. And then on the defensive side of the ball, we're looking at defensive backs. Who would say, would you keep Denzel Ward and Marshawn Lattimore on your all-time list, if you all-time NFL list, or who would be your corners if you had to pick 2 from
Yes.
past? Okay, you rock with them?
I'm all right with that. I'm all right with keeping him there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would keep him there. I
Fair.
think you could put. Yeah, I'd keep him there. I mean, because Malcolm Jenkins came in and played safety and corner, so it's kind of he's kind of a hybrid.
Play that nickel. Yeah.
But also, I mean, yeah, I would keep those two there.
All right, cool. Not really a whole lot of Ohio State talk we need to get into with this. We're gonna have some more previews, single out some teams, stuff like that. So should be good there. At this point in the show, so Pro Football Focus has released some of their top 32 lists when it comes to positional players, quarterback, running back, receiver, etc. They've done a lot of that stuff. I really want to focus in on what they've done with quarterback overall. I sent you guys a list a little bit earlier. I just want to take a look at this, and we're going to go piece by piece. We're going to go in quads. All right. So down the list from, let's say, 32 up to 25. So you have Anthony Richardson at 32. These are projected starters on day one. So just to say, Kyler Murray is not in here because of the ACL injury that he's recovering from. Colt McCoy is the Cardinals quarterback as of right now. So 32 through 25, the tier 4, you got Anthony Richardson, Desmond Ridder, CJ Stroud at 30, Colt McCoy 29, Baker Mayfield 28, Sam Howell 27, Jordan Love 26, and Bryce Young at 25. There's a bunch of young guys, unproven guys. Who has the most to play for this season out of that group of 8 guys? I'll start with Matt.
The most to play for. I would say Jordan Love. I think Green Bay just has probably the best roster out of all those teams, maybe.
Yeah.
I would say Indianapolis as well, too, with Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, and you don't like him. I remember that from a show. You don't like him.
I think he's fucking horrible, but the Colts have a pretty good teamer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do. They do.
So I would say those two probably. If they have good seasons, you could see them making a playoff run with those rosters. So I'm going to go with those two.
Brady, who do you think's going to overachieve out of that group of 8? If he's still there.
Brady, did we lose you?
I think we
am I back?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
I don't know why it wasn't registering. I was saying
good.
Sam Howell. I would say I'll go with Sam Howell.
Okay.
I think he'll have a solid season. I feel like he throws a catchable ball. He throws with good touch. I don't know if he's the most. I don't think he has like a crazy arm or anything, but he was a 3-year starter at North Carolina. Always put up production, and this is his first time really getting a chance in the NFL, obviously. So I think out of all those guys, that's like the one I'll go with.
Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, they have a good receiving core there in Washington. Obviously, talked about Terry McLaurin not too long ago. Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel's still there. Got the running back crew back there. Brian Robinson Jr., Antonio Gibson, good core they got going on there. So I think he's got a good chance to do some stuff. He's taken over an 8-1 football team, a team that went 500 last year. So if he's able to up some of the level of play, I mean, it could really work. We'll go to tier 3. This is basically the guys that are right below that prime meridian of quarterbacks, up to the prime meridian. So we'll go 24 Jimmy G, 23 Brock Purdy, 22 Kenny Pickett, 21 Mac Jones, 20 Russell Wilson, 19 Ryan Tannehill, 18 Justin Fields, and 17 Daniel Jones. Matt, should Justin Fields be higher than Daniel Jones on this list when we're looking at the player and we're also looking at the accomplishments?
Probably, because, I mean, Daniel Jones got the Giants to the playoffs one time, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, one time.
So, I mean, I don't really give a shit.
It's tough. It's tough because it's like
way too low. Justin Fields is way too low.
Where should he be at? Where should he sit at?
So I'm looking at guys that I would rather have Justin Fields over.
Yeah.
I'd rather have him over Tua, Derek Carr, Geno, Jared Goff, maybe Stafford, maybe I think Deshaun. I would probably rather still keep Deshaun. So those guys that I just said.
Okay.
I'd rather have him over Kirk Cousins too.
Okay.
Probably Dak. I mean, fuck.
Man, we're getting in a top 10 right there.
Yeah, so all those guys. I would say Stafford. I would be okay if Stafford and Deshaun Watson were ahead of him. All the other dudes ahead of him from 17 to 9, I would rather have Justin Fields ahead of.
So Justin Fields on your list would sit around 11. For your personal taste, it would be about 11.
Yeah, not between that 9 and 11 range. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Brady.
Yeah.
So we're looking at this. Actually, give you your thought on Justin Fields, and I'll ask you a second question after that.
Yeah, I definitely think he's low, but that's partly due to, like, obviously he was in one of the worst situations ever. Yeah. So he's hard to rank for a lot of people that especially don't watch the Bears because, you know, who wants to watch the Bears if they have no reason to watch? So, I mean, I don't get mad when I see him that low, but obviously I would definitely put him a good bit higher because I think, like, if you put I would say if you take an even team around each player, which is kind of how I like to judge quarterbacks, I think he would be much higher than that. But I'm not too mad about it just because, you know, I doubt they watch much. I mean, I know it's PFF, but still, the Bears are a tough team to watch. So it doesn't over, but I think he definitely should be higher.
Yeah, you talking about the Bears being a tough team to watch. Those schedule makers want us to watch the Bears. Unfortunately, they have like 6 nationally televised games this year, 4 at night, 2 at 4 o'clock. So I'm going to be gouging my eyes out when it comes to seeing those guys play football. Not Justin Fields, not Fields, not Fields.
But yeah, I think they'll be a little better. But yeah, I know.
Yeah, I think it's just the fact of it's the narrative of the Chicago Bears. I have them going around 6-11 this year. I think it's just the narrative of the Chicago Bears. I've just never personally liked watching them play, but. I mean, I'm not going to, you know, I shouldn't just sit up here and just hate on him like that. But I'll ask you a second question to that, Brady. Not about Fields, but about your Pittsburgh quarterback, Kenny Pickett. 9-8 last season for the Steelers. He had a bit of a weird season. Is he more primed to have a year 2 jump than, let's say, a healthy Brock Purdy?
I would say no because the weapons are so much better in San Francisco. But in terms of pure talent, I think they're both in the bottom 5 of the league, if I'm being real. Like, that's a hot take is that I don't think Brock Purdy's quite as good as people make it out to be. I think he's a good player, and I think it was cool to see what he did last year. But he's got everything going for him. You got Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle. I mean, that's just crazy. Like, it'd be hard to not do good in that situation. But I would say they're pretty similar talent-wise. But I would say no because Steelers do not have the weapons that the 49ers do.
Who would you rather take, Kenny Pickett or Brock Purdy?
I would. Oh,
putting you on the hot seat right there. We can't see your face, but I know you're sweating.
Probably Brock Purdy. Kenny Pickett sucks.
Jeez, Matt, who would you rather take?
Fuck me.
It's such a mid-off, dude, as they call it, you know? Like
I think I'd rather have Brady King.
Thank you.
Wow. Well, that's high praise. Normally
I think with the Niners I can put up good stats, Matt.
Oh man. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's tough from that class of 2022 quarterbacks. We'll look at the above that upper range. We'll look at 16 through let's say 9, as Matt was talking about. So 16, you have Jared Goff, 15, Geno Smith, 14, Derek Carr, 13, Deshaun Watson, 12, Matt Stafford, 11, Tua shithead, as Matt would say, 10, Dak Prescott, 9, Kirk Cousins. So cracking the top 10, Dak Prescott and Kirk Cousins. Who would you rather have, Matthew, Dak or Kirk?
Kirk. I'd rather have Kirk. I just think he's better. I mean, I think Dak. I don't have anything against Dak. I don't really know. I can't really pick out why. I just think Kirk's better. I think he's a better player.
How about this? Say we take out Justin Jefferson and we take out, just with an average receiving core with those guys, with both of those guys. Who's winning a football game? Who has a better chance to win a football game?
I think if you put Kirk on the Cowboys, he would probably perform a little better than Dak does. Put it that way.
Oh, all right, cool. I'll also ask a question to Brady. Geno Smith or Jared Goff?
Oh, definitely. I would definitely say Geno there. I think, I don't hate Goff. I think he has had multiple good years, but I think Geno just has I feel like Geno, what we saw last year, I feel like he will replicate it because his receivers are only getting better with JSN in the first round.
Yep.
And I think he's got a really strong arm, a lot stronger than, and I think he can throw the ball down the field better than Goff. But Goff is also a solid starter.
Okay.
I would
now,
take Geno, though.
Okay. How about this? We will do a start one, bench one, cut one with these three quarterbacks from 12 to 14. Start one, bench one, cut one. I'll ask Matt this first. Matt Stafford, Deshaun Watson, Derek Carr going into the season. Start one, bench one, cut one.
I'll start Deshaun, bench Matthew Stafford, and cut Derek Carr.
Okay, Brady, that's your list, or what do you disagree on that?
No, I would start Stafford, I think, and then bench Watson, cut Carr.
The only reason I'm not starting Stafford is because we don't really know how good that shoulder is, and he's older. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stick with.
Okay.
I just thought Deshaun looked absolutely abysmal with the Browns last year. I just can't get that out of my head. So it's hard for me to put him high anymore.
He'll be better. Hopefully he's still abysmal as a fan, but he'll be better this year. But I feel you on that one. Before we get in the top 8, Tua, what's his ceiling? He's 11. Is this beyond his ceiling? What is it? Like, when he's a healthy Tua, where would you put him in this list? Healthy Tua for a whole season. Brady.
Healthy Tua, I would put at probably around 13.
Wow. Really? Okay. Yeah. Matt, what do you think?
I don't think he's quite as bad as Matt thinks he is, but I think so at least.
I don't know. Matt, what do you think?
15, 16, 17 at his best. At his best.
Wow. I think call me crazy, but actually don't call me crazy. He's healthy and he's getting the ball to his guys. He's top 10. He's a top 10 quarterback, dude. I mean, when he's on the field, man, they win. They win when Tua Tagovailoa is on the field. He just gets the ball to his ass. You know what I'm saying? It's obviously I know you have these quarterbacks like a Deshaun Watson, maybe not this year, that may not have as much, as Tua would have. But I mean, if you're putting up the numbers and you're putting up the production and winning games, and you're performing and making plays yourself, I mean, why not be in the top 10? I think Tua at his best is around 9. So I think he cracks top 10. But we'll go into these top 8 for quarterbacks. So number 8, Trevor Lawrence. Number 7, Jalen Hurts. 6 is Lamar. 5 is Aaron Rodgers. 4 is Herbert. 3 is Joe Burrow. 2 is Josh Allen. And 1 is Patrick Mahomes. We all can agree with 1. Do we agree with 2 and 3? Matt?
No, I don't. But Joe Burrow is better than Josh Allen. He's more accomplished. He's just a better player. Joe Burrow and Josh Allen should be swapped.
At this point, I think obviously there's hopefully a lot more left of both of their careers, and that could change or that could stay the same. We don't know, but I would agree as of right now, it's Joe Burrow's second best quarterback in the league. I think I know Brady's answer on that too. In this realm of, I'd say, okay, so 8 Trevor Lawrence, is that too high, Brady?
That's a good question. 8 is not a terrible spot.
Yeah.
I will say this. When you ask me about Fields, I think those two are really close in terms of skill and talent. Obviously, Trevor had the better numbers last year with, the Jacksonville, had a good year, but a solid year, a good year for their standards. Yeah. And so obviously he has the better taste in people's mouths right now, but I would have them neck and neck around that 8 spot. So I would say it's not a bad spot.
Okay. All right. Let's look at 7 and 6. Jalen Hurts or Lamar Jackson, Matt?
Lamar. I think Lamar's better.
Easily. Okay. Aaron Rodgers or Lamar Jackson?
Oh, shit.
Aaron.
Yeah.
I'm putting you on the burner right now, Matt.
Dude, I love Lamar Jackson, man.
I think
I think-
Jalen's better than Lamar. By the way, I know you. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Okay. Why do you think he's better than Lamar? I'll get to you in a second, Matt. Why do you think he's better than Lamar, Brady?
I think he's much more durable in terms of like when he runs, he doesn't get injured as much because he's a bigger dude, and I think he's got a better arm as well.
Okay, I'll say this. I think with Lamar, it's actually kind of crazy to think. So Lamar, it hasn't like he's been hurt running the football the past 2 seasons. He's been hurt the last 2 seasons, last 5 games, missed all
That's
that
true.
stuff. He actually was hurt in the pocket, which is kind of crazy. And Jalen Hurts was actually hurt running the football, ironically, with his name.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think Jalen Hurts is more durable.
I think I
Lamar
would
Jackson.
drop. I think I would drop Herbert to 6 and move Rodgers to 4. Rodgers, Lamar 4, 5. Does that make sense?
Okay, I see.
That's fair.
I see.
I think I
Okay.
would drop Herbert to 6, and I think it's just Rodgers. He just had such a shitty fucking year last year, so it's like
That's a way to put it.
making me fucking now. Lamar was hurt, so I guess I don't. You could go either way. Either way for this for me, I wouldn't care. But I think
Gotcha.
Herbert should be 6,
Herbert should be 6. Okay.
and Justin Fields should be 9, and everybody else is, and then flip 2 and 3, and we're good.
I love how you just pointed out 6 and 9. That's a great job,
I
Matt.
do like 69. I do like that.
We gotta cut that out of the show. All right. Anybody else got any final agendas to push before we get on out of here?
That's good with me.
Cool.
I think I hit on it.
69, very nice.
Oh my gosh. You're wild for that one. For that being said, I'm Chase Johnson, Matt Ricketts, Brady King. We'll see you guys next